Police and relatives of the deceased are gathering at Canley Coroner's Court this morning for the opening of the inquest on Anthony Payne. Mr. Payne of Sun Hill died last month while being pursued by police following a break-in at a warehouse on the Hoxton Road. Mr. Payne's brother Stephen claims the family have a witness who saw his brother struggling with a police officer just moments before his death.
I'm sick of the sight of him.
How's John Boulton?
Well, he'll be glad when today's over.
Well, he's not the only one. There's no doubt this business is causing us problems on the street.
Only with that element who are always a Guinness.
Well, let's hope we can bury it once and for all today.
See how be happy?
Well, at the moment, yes. Get the wrong verdict and things will change. Frankly, I'll be happier with a different coroner.
Collins? He's sound enough, isn't he?
Oh, he's bound to allow the family a lot of leeway. Which means that John can expect some pretty tough questions from Payne's lawyer. Then there's Riley's evidence.
And at that point, it's down to who they believe.
Well, given a local jury, I'd say the odds were even, wouldn't you?
I can't say I'm looking forward to this.
Tell it like it was, Rod. That's all you can do.
What about them facial injuries? They're bound to make something of that, aren't they?
Told you, it's pure speculation. He could have done it when he fell.
Or when he hit the water. I mean, the rubbish that was in that creek.
How's the old rash, anyway?
Mostly cleared up. And then there's Riley, isn't there?
Riley will come across as what he is. A little tow rag who's trying to cause trouble.
Who succeeded in doing that.
Morning, Sarge.
All right, Liz. All set?
Yeah.
So I got teeth fixed, did you?
Yeah, what do you think?
Very Donny Osmond.
Yeah, we thought you'd be out of the country by now.
See the brass are here in strength.
Well, it stands to reason. They didn't want to make a big deal of it, did they?
Yeah, and what the hell, it's only my career on the line.
Look, John, you go in there with that attitude.
Hey, I've been in court before, you know, Jeff. Can't help but think that all this would be a lot easier if I could have just had 5 minutes alone with Riley just to set him straight.
Yeah, and it could have been a lot worse as well.
But we'll never know now, will we? Thanks to Kerry Holmes.
Here we go.
This is where it ends, Boulton.
Don't say a word.
This is where we get justice.
Keep calm. Trust the jury. Come on.
This jury come to it unprejudiced. It won't be through want of trying on their part.
Control room, please. Yeah, it's DC Holmes. I'm just on my way back and I found some more graffiti. By the tube station in Colliston Street. Just thought you ought to know. Oh, Murdering Filth. Yeah, no. Sounds like a rock band. Well, at a guess, I'd say it wasn't done by locals. For a kick-off, it's spelt correctly.
DS Boulton, you've heard the pathologist's evidence that Anthony Payne had suffered facial injuries.
Yes.
Injuries that could have been consistent with a blow to the face from a fist or the heel of a hand.
Could have been, yes.
You also heard him state that for Mr. Payne to have drowned in the time between his fall from the bridge and the arrival on the scene of DS Daly and DC Scase, he had to have been unconscious when he hit the water.
Yes, sir.
And yet you claim you never came into contact with him between your encounter on the steps and your grabbing hold of him under the water.
I didn't.
So how do you account for his injuries and his unconscious state?
I can only assume that he struck his face as he fell.
Couldn't another assumption be that you struck the blow?
I didn't.
That you struck the blow because you wanted to even the score? Because you wanted to get him back, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth?
No, sir.
And that was why you chased him down the towpath and onto that bridge? Because this had become personal?
I was doing my duty. It was my duty to pursue Anthony Payne. When he fell into the water, it was my duty to try and save him. I'm only sorry that I failed.
Mrs. Burrows.
That's right.
I'm DC Holmes. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
That's all right.
Would you like to come through to the interview room and we can talk in private?
Thank you.
get you anything to drink? Tea, coffee?
No, thank you.
So, I gather you want to talk to us about a robbery.
Well, yes. It's to do with that man that's been on television.
And what man is that exactly?
His name is Payne. Stephen Payne. He's the one who's been making all this noise about his brother being killed.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. What about him?
Well, I've been watching him for quite some time now. And I'm sure he's the one. The man who killed my husband.
Would you say your brother was a violent man?
No, no way, no. No, he was a gentle giant.
Mr. Redmond, I would remind you that this is not a criminal trial. We are concerned with the facts of the incident. Is the victim's character strictly relevant?
I think it might shed some light on the facts, sir.
Very well.
Not miss much. He's been telling them what a Boy Scout Anthony was.
So he wasn't exactly a physical type, then?
Not at all.
So what was your reaction when you heard the police's account of how your brother died?
Well, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was news to us that he was involved in any criminal activity.
Oh, please.
But you don't dispute that?
I didn't know what to think. But yeah, I mean, it does seem as though he was involved in something.
Nice touch.
But Anthony was terrified of water. You know, he nearly drowned when he was a kid. He wouldn't go near it. And he wasn't too keen on heights either.
He'll be saying he was afraid of the dark next.
So when you heard that your brother had climbed up onto a partly demolished bridge over a deep and dangerous stretch of water, what was your reaction?
No. There's just no way he would have gone up there unless...
Unless what?
Well, unless something or somebody on that towpath scared him even more.
About 2 years ago, Mrs. Burroughs' house was burgled. 4 men broke in, tied up her and her husband, beat the husband quite badly and made off with cash and jewellery.
I remember.
And a year later, her husband died of a heart attack.
She reckons Steve Payne was one of them.
She reckons he was the leader.
And she's willing to identify him.
It's not quite as simple as that, Gov. They were wearing balaclavas.
Well, she must have got a good look at him at least once. Otherwise, what's she doing here?
It was about 10:30 when the doorbell rang. We had an old neighbour who'd taken to dropping in at odd hours. We thought it was him. Peter, my husband, went to the door. I stayed in the lounge. Then I heard the shouting. When I went out there were 4 men. 2 of them had Peter on the floor and were punching him. One of them had a gun.
And these men were masked?
All masked. Then Jasper came out.
Jasper was Mrs. Burroughs' dog.
He went for one of them straight away, and they shot him.
Just take your time, Mrs. Burroughs.
Are you sure I can't get you something?
No. I have to do this. After they shot Jasper, they tied both of us up and took us into the lounge. They kept hitting my husband, wanting to know where the safe was. Peter wouldn't tell them. He used to worry about money. I don't know why. In the end, I told them. They cleared the safe out and then they left us. We lay there all night. It was our old neighbour who found us. Peter never got over it. The following spring, on his birthday, he had a heart attack.
And the man that did this, you say that you recognise one of them from the television?
It was Stephen Payne, the man who's been on the television all the time talking about his brother.
OK, now let's get this straight. The men who attacked you were masked?
Yes, they were wearing balaclavas.
All the time?
I know it was him. I've had plenty of time to look at him. He's hardly been off our screens this past couple of weeks. It's the same voice, the same build, even the same walk.
All due respect, Mrs. Burroughs, it's very easy to convince yourself of something that you want to believe.
He was in our home, shouting at my husband, beating him, punching him, making threats. They ransacked our house, killed our dog. Do you think I've forgotten a moment of that?
Sure you haven't.